All right, welcome back everybody. Crypto Rolly here. I have a great video for you looking at a potential bull flag on the macro. Also a quick news story about Grayscale buying all the Bitcoin. So smash the like, leave a comment, subscribe, tick the bell for notifications. This is live technical analysis, price predictions, and trading. Remember, these are my own ideas and opinions on the market. So please do your own research. Trade at your own risk. I am not your financial advisor. Looking at the market, Bitcoin up 3%, Ethereum almost 4%, nice gains across the board. Cardano almost 10%. The volume on Bitcoin 1.8 billion. So we got some volume kicking in. Good to see. The crypto fear and greed index moved up to a 41. We were at a 39 yesterday. Slightly moving up. Guys, considering how fundamentally bullish Bitcoin is post-halving, as well as just, we went on a major rally and we're still fearful. To me, this gives us more room to the upside, in my opinion. Now, if we were, consolidating at a major peak and we were in the euphoric greed level, that could be a sign of a potential pullback. However, we are fearful. So, when those are fearful, it's time to be greedy. When those are greedy, time to be fearful. All right. Grayscale. This is an interesting article. Real quick, basically since the halving occurred May 11th, Grayscale has accumulated 18,000, almost 19,000 Bitcoin. Now, since the halving, there has only been 12,000 Bitcoin mined. So Grayscale has purchased more Bitcoin than we have mined since the halving. Of course, they have, they've bought this Bitcoin maybe OTC, over the counter, from other sources. They're not like scooping up every single, coin that gets mined every day, but you can see that the demand is outweighing the supply. So this is very interesting to see, guys. People are buying up the Bitcoin fast. There's not enough Bitcoin for every millionaire in the world. There's not enough Bitcoin for every Coinbase user in the world. That's another interesting fact. There are more Coinbase users than the 21 million Bitcoin supply. So anyways, let's take a look real quick. Yesterday was a very in-depth video, so today hopefully I can fly by a little quicker. I want to revisit this chart we were looking at about 2 weeks ago. I established a major resistance box with previous price action. You had about a 9,800, or I think this was a 9,400 level. Yeah, 9,400 was the bottom side. You can see you had the support, resistance, again, resistance there. We had a resistance, and we're currently right at it right now. And 10.5 was the top. That was, to beat that peak there so that we could be macro bullish bull run, kiss these lower prices goodbye. We want to consolidate above that. Now, however, if you want to be a doomsday bear, I was saying, you needed to close beneath the support box. Otherwise, if we come down to the support box, we could easily get a bounce. You could put in a potential inverse head and shoulders, bounce there, come back up here, and you have a left shoulder, head, right shoulder. That's a possibility. And before you get down to that level, though, 7,800 is a key level for me. I've been talking about that quite some time. Above that, I feel bullish. Just to, flip this level as a support level would be good in the long run. You're putting in a potential, actually, I don't want to skip that. Let's skip that thought. But basically, I do want to see these levels hold, the line in the sand beneath that. I keep saying I'm worried about the future of Bitcoin, but I don't think we will lose these levels here. And in fact, we could potentially even break above here. We're putting in a sideways consolidation. Some people are arguing that maybe this was more of a descending triangle formation. If it is a descending triangle formation, you are putting in lower highs, which we are, and you could look for resistance right here, and we could fill this area out, through the summer. This is showing me July even. However, What I see, more relevant to me is a symmetrical triangle. You have a low, a higher low, and then you have the lower high. So to me, I see more of a symmetrical triangle. Regardless, this is a sideways consolidation, and it could extend for some more time. So I'm looking at more range bound trading, buy support, potentially sell resistance. Now, we have been in a rally. I am bullish about Bitcoin, so I'm not so excited about shorting. Been waiting for, buying opportunities. So I'm more interested in buying the supports than I am selling the resistance. I did have a nice little scalp trade in there, but hitting resistance levels now, I will take my time and look for another setup. Now, if this is a bull flag, guys, let me drag this down here a little bit, and let's draw a bull flag target, maybe from here to there. That would be your pull flag. We'll drag the pull over to about maybe there, and that takes us to 11.8K. So this yellow line is where we have a CME gap from way back in August 2019. So yeah, if this was a major, bull flag formation using the pull here, we're not going to get greedy and use the pull there. That would be a much crazy higher target. So I'm just going to do this one from here to there. Okay. So that would be your bull flag target up to 11.8K, which is a area of interest, not only because of the CME gap, but more on the chart. You have that peak there. That will be a level to beat if we do get to that point. So we will have to see. Time will tell. Now, let me flip over to another chart real quick. I believe my Bitstamp chart has a nice resistance. Yeah, so we were monitoring a support level for this entire rally. We did lose that level there. We fell, got a bounce, and now we are getting, I don't want to say rejected, but we are pausing, hit a stall point right here. This is a support line flipped as resistance. If we can break back above it, regain it as support, super bullish. However, on the first attempt, I have to expect some type of resistance. Also, you can draw these downtrends from 20K many different ways, very subjective. But I have a downtrend coming down here currently, and if I zoom in, we can see we're right at that line right now. This can be moved around, so it's just a general roadblock. I'm not going to be like, the second we get a 15-minute candle, I'm not going to scream breakout. Obviously, you can see we broke above it here a few times. So this is just a general idea, that we are putting in that lower high structure from the top still. So guys, if we are able to get above this line, that would be a nice, this support line. Then we have the 9,800 resistance. We have these horizontals I discussed, previously. You have the 9,800 that's using the candle body highs on the daily. And then we did have that 9,200 we were talking about yesterday. We were able to break above it after consolidating beneath it for most of yesterday. You can see we were consolidating, finally broke above, and then retested that level. You can see it all plays out. To the downside, 8,400 was a level of interest. 7,750, 7,800 is where we had that breakout, and you can see was previous resistance flip support. So if we do break bearish from this sideways consolidation, that was the level to hold. And 6,900, where you had support here, would also be that inverse head and shoulder opportunity bounce zone I talked about at the top of the video. Our hash ribbons have flashed minor capitulation. We are waiting to see for the hash ribbons to flip as a buy. We'll check on it real quick. If you want to see more about that, I talked about that yesterday, but typically, we do see a fall in price whenever the hash ribbons flip, red on the daily. So we have seen that happen there. And, you can see previously we had that capitulation as well. I just want to make this look a little nicer real quick. All right. So you can see that we've had that capitulation was back here, 2018. We had a little bit of a capitulation there, and then we had the one here. You know, the red didn't flip. So this wasn't the best signal as far as a sell, because you can see the red didn't flip till around here, okay? But more importantly, with the hash ribbons, I like the buy signals. So that's what we'll be waiting for now that we have had the red one. So we can see that this red signal, the previous one, wasn't a major sell signal. So if you're bullish, you can argue that it's not the best sell signal. Now the buy signals have been very good in previous price history. You can see this is the buy signal that we're all waiting for here. But then when you had the buy signal, you had quite the rally from this bottom, you know, the 3 to 4K region to 14K. We had a buy signal here at this bottom. So the buy signals called the bottoms pretty well, and we rallied hard, had the pandemic sell-off, which, you know, if we didn't have the pandemic, we could have potentially had a rally, you know, to higher 14, 20K. Who knows what would have actually happened, because we did break that downtrend. You know, we were in that channel for quite some time. Anyways, it did call the bottom there, and we got another buy signal, which, you know, has called this bottom. We got our minor capitulation here, which I think lines up, you know, with the whole halving event. You know, that the hash rate is being affected because of small mining farms are forced to sell, because basically it costs them $14,000 per Bitcoin to mine it, and the price is $9,000, so they are mining at a loss. That is the very short narrative. So what I'm looking for is a buy signal here. If we get that buy signal here on the macro, maybe that is the indicator for the 2020-2021 bull run. I hope. All right, so that's the hash ribbons, and let's just we looked at the bull flag. Cool. So I'm gonna just do a quick breakdown, see where we are with the indicators. S&P 500 is rallying hard, new highs. So, you know, I've been saying for quite some time, as long as, you know, S&P is holding up and moving up, Bitcoin should be fine. If we see a massive sell-off in the stock market, you know, be careful about Bitcoin. I think, you know, they're correlated, but not every single day. We saw a strong correlation on like a small time frame, even the 15-minute chart. I would say the week or two right after the big sell-off, you know, during that time, they were moving like hand in hand. And as we have gone, you know, as time has passed, the correlation on a daily basis has kind of fizzled out. But I think on a macro level, we have seen Bitcoin's bottoms with basically the S&P 500 bottoms. You know, so this bottom coincides with a bottom with Bitcoin. So if we have a massive sell-off on the stock market, you know, Bitcoin could see a sell-off as well. But as long as it's performing well and going sideways, Bitcoin, you know, shouldn't see anything dramatic to the downside, in my opinion. You know, so that's my opinion about the stock markets. Let's just go do the breakdown on Bitcoin. Smash the like for me. 13 minutes, awesome, making this a much faster video. We can see our stochastics on the fast moving stoke are crossed up. And your slow moving stoke never did cross down, so the momentum is still to the upside. You know, looking at it on a weekly, it looks like a potential bull flag formation here as well. We do have to beat that critical resistance level. Someone in my Discord group, and there is a link down below for you guys. I still have that open for free. So definitely check that out. Someone in my Discord group pointed out this trend line here. And you know what? This is pretty good to see for the bulls on the weekly RSI. You did break that downtrend resistance, broke above it, retested it, and bounced. You know, we look for this type of breakout, retest, bounce on regular price action, and you can look for it the same on RSI actually. So there's something to note on the weekly for the RSI. And let's look at our moving averages. On the moving averages, we've been talking in depth about being above the yellow 21 EMA, which we are still maintaining. We bounced off of it twice, so we found support above it. And the dark blue 50 simple is on some people's radars. That's coming in at 87.84. We are clearly above that level. We'll have to see where the weekly finishes. To note, guys, the CME monthly does expire Friday. Often there's volatility involved with that. Often a dump, actually. So we'll have to see. Doesn't have to happen, but just to be aware of, that will be tomorrow. And so looks good there. What did I want to say? So on this next weekly candle close, we'll also see if the blue 10 simple crosses above the 50 EMA, the orange 50 EMA. So, you know, just to see a lower time frame like the 10 cross above a higher time frame 50, you know, that is a bullish cross in the right direction. You know, if we get a cross above that, then a cross above the yellow 21 EMA, one step at a time. But that is just building a, you know, a stronger bullish case. Okay. Let's see, moving on to the daily. Let's take a look at the daily. We'll skip the Ichimokus for today. So the daily, we hit the blue 10 simple resistance there, but we closed back above the 21 EMA, and then the blue 10 actually came down, so we opened above it, and getting a nice little rally. Looks good, back above all moving averages. Now, however, I have been saying we are looking like we're in some type of sideways consolidation, so we could go sideways for a little more time with that, so just be aware of that. Your daily fast-moving stoke had crossed up, so that was your signal there and has played out. Your slow-moving stoke looking for a cross now. So also, you know, everything is lining up and looking good. Okay, so going down to the 12-hour. On the 12-hour, your 12-hour stoke on the slows crossed up. So the 12-hour stoke cross up have been good calls as well on the macro. However, your fast moving is at the top and crossed down. So, you know, this may imply that we get a short-term pullback. You know, maybe to test, you know, your support level here with your moving averages. Your yellow 21 is at 91.80, your 50 blue simple at 92.60. Maybe you retest, you know, 9200 was a critical support line that we were looking at. So, and you can see the resistance line there. So maybe we come back down here and then we can get another bounce, potentially something you're looking that would, you know, coincide with this coming down and then bouncing back up while this just trends higher without ever getting a cross down. Just potential. You know, looking at it from a bullish perspective, of course, your 4-hour did get that cross back up there. You can see that was a nice call on the fast-moving stokes. And your slow-moving stoke never crossed down. So, you know, it had you taken a trade down here. Your 4-hour stoke never crossed down on the slow-moving. So, you know, there was never any real reason to exit your trade necessarily if you are following this one. Of course, if you're scalping, you know, this had been better. You know, you would have entered here, exited there, maybe entered again, and it hasn't crossed back down. However, hitting that resistance level you have to be aware of. And your 4-hour RSI is high, you know, reaching, you know, potential oversold territory. So, you know, it wouldn't be out of the ordinary to, you know, get a little bit of a retracement there. Let's take a look at the moving averages, and we are above all moving averages. Your blue 10 simple will start to come up. Possibly, you know, it's at 9200 right now. Maybe we wait till it bounces off the blue 10 simple. That's a possibility. And, you know, on top of all that, if you do look at the lower time frames, you can see that you know, are separated from your moving averages. So possibly, you know, need to wait to catch up to the blue 10 simple. Your RSI is high. Your fast moving stoke is coming down. You are at the top on the slow moving. So, you know, not the most incredible place to take a long. You know, I like taking longs, you know, maybe down here when your stoke low, your RSI is low. That's a better opportunity. You know, over here, you're kind of chasing the pump already at this point. Okay. And, you know, if you go, let's look at on the 15, just out of curiosity. So the 15, you did get the cross back up here, but we are, you know, kind of consolidating. So this fast moving could come back down. However, your slow is starting to get low and curl back up. So I will monitor that 15-minute on the slow to see if we get that cross up. And still above the yellow 21 EMA. So nothing bearish, that's for sure. Maybe just a sideways consolidation, like I say, waiting for the 1 hour moving average to catch up. You know, you do see that fall off in volume, so we could get a move here possibly soon. 4 hour also, you know, maybe possibly waiting for these to catch up, but we're at that resistance level. So consolidation is definitely a high possibility. Zooming out, you can see the volume is still relatively low, and we're not getting much follow through. We still have time, 2 hours left on that 4 hour candle, so we'll have to see. All right, thanks for watching again. This has been 21 minutes. Awesome. All right, 2 days in a row, I'm on a hot streak. All right, rolly roll.